Alright guys, we're getting closer and closer. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, Speed Super Sonic, guys, another video. In this video today, that is right, we are back talking about Sonic Movie 3 once again. And that's right, once again, we are talking about this gosh darn trailer. My proclamation about not talking about the trailer in particular is just completely over with now, I guess. As we get closer to this thing and as July creeps up on us, because we know that the trailer is expected to be dropped in July, and this information was given to us by none other than Daniel RPK, who's been an incredibly reliable source for Sonic Movie 3 news for a while now. He hasn't got a single piece of news wrong, he's broken so many pieces of information, and he's back once again giving us even more insight into what we can expect with Sonic Movie 3, and in particular when we're getting that trailer. So like we said, we even talked about this like a few videos ago about how the trailer would be dropping sometime in July. We weren't exactly sure when. There were a few spots we were looking at, two in particular, one being Despicable Me 4 and the trailer dropping a little bit before then so that trailer could play in front of that movie, because Despicable Me 4 is going to be a giant film. There are going to be a lot of eyes on that thing. You're going to want eyes on Sonic Movie 3, but it's not looking like it's going to happen there, because somebody asked Daniel RPK on his Patreon, I believe, which is where he gives a lot of information out about when we could see the trailer, and someone asked in particular, if you're looking at this image right here, if it's going to be happening in late July. And he confirms that, but it seems like the question that he asked was completely off topic from what they were originally talking about, but at least he was nice enough to give us some information. So this really opens up the doors for two more options, and one that we've already talked about, one of the biggest of course being Comic-Con. So let's just dive into the theory of that right now. Why could Sonic Movie 3 be at Comic-Con? Why could they be showing a trailer there? Well, one of the biggest reasons, it's Comic-Con, it's a big event, there are a lot of eyes on that, it's one of the biggest places for pop culture and news. Of course, it's been slowed down a little bit over the past few years because of the pandemic that happened a few years ago, but now that we're basically completely out of that thing, a lot more studios and a lot more companies and IPs are able to have a presence there, and Sonic is going to be able to do that this time around as well. We've talked about this before, but the other Sonic movies with Sonic Movie 1 and 2 just simply weren't able to do that because of just the way the timeline of their release lined up. With the first Sonic movie, it was originally going to release in November of 2019, but got delayed of course because of all the backlash and needing to redo the design, so it got delayed to February. So they weren't really in the midst of marketing around the time that Comic-Con was going on because they had a movie to work on. Sonic Movie 2 was a mid-pandemic film, kind of towards the tail end of things, but still it was there regardless. But the biggest contributor is the fact that the movie dropped in April, which is months before Comic-Con. Really the stuff that you're able to show at Comic-Con is going to be coming like a few months after, so more towards the fall and winter, where Sonic Movie 3 just so happens to line up, releasing on December 20th of this year. As of now, we'll see if that changes at some point. I'm still so worried about its release date, if you guys haven't been able to tell from the past few videos we've talked about it. But regardless, this is going to be a perfect opportunity for Sonic to have a presence there, and for them to make a big deal and break a lot of information down and show a lot of things in regards to Sonic Movie 3. And there's so many things they can do that are going to get the internet ablazing. One of the first things, of course, they can do is have a big panel, whether it's going to be a massive Hall H event, whether they're able to fill that up with all those Sonic fans and people interested in it, we'll see. Or if they just have their simple own panel that's large enough, we'll see what they choose to do. But I think that'd be a great place to show the Sonic Movie 3 trailer. Many movies have had their trailers premiere there before, but there's also the talk of whether it'd be behind closed doors or not. We're not sure, but I feel like once we get to that late July time frame, we can start expecting to see something in person. So I think that would just be the natural place for it to drop. But not just that, there are many more opportunities for them to do stuff with Sonic Movie 3 at Comic-Con. A big idea that I floated around before is the fact that we have Keanu Reeves as Shadow. That's massive. Keanu Reeves is a massive movie star. Everyone loves Keanu Reeves, and Shadow is going to be the biggest draw of this film. The film has been heavily marketed surrounding him and everything surrounding the character. It's been a big year for Shadow, as I'm sure we all know, with the games and all that stuff coming out. It's been a very exciting time to be a Shadow the Hedgehog fan, and having one of the biggest movie stars in the world playing him is a big deal. So on the other hand, we know this information kind of weirdly. This was information, the news that Keanu would be playing Shadow, clearly long before Paramount ever intended on that info getting out. John Campea, who is a YouTuber and has many sources, broke the news, and then when all of these outlets saw it, they went on to confirm with their sources that yes, that is in fact the case. So it was confirmed by trades like Hollywood Reporter and Variety and all this stuff, but not by Paramount themselves. They haven't come out and acknowledged it. Of course, there's been people talking about it, and it's all but confirmed at this point, but Paramount hasn't really been able to incorporate that into their marketing campaign just just yet, as surely they were waiting a little bit before the trailer drop or somewhere around that for that news to come out on their socials, however Keanu wanted to be presented as the character. So yeah, it's out there, we know about that, but he hasn't been properly introduced as Shadow the Hedgehog. I think a Comic-Con panel presentation where you have a bunch of the other stars of the movie like Ben Schwartz and Idris Elba, maybe you can even get Jim Carrey there, and then bringing out Keanu and talking about the movie and the character and what inspired him to do the movie in the first place. Money. I think that would be such an amazing moment and would send Sonic fans like over the moon in excitement for that particular moment, and it would create a lot of hype and be a really good PR move for Paramount and the Sonic movie 3. That's definitely a spot they can do that. There also is other stuff that they could do at Comic-Con as well. They can have some other kind of presence, they can have more marketing stuff if they want to get really creative. I'm not a marketing person, I'll let Paramount decide what they want to do around that time, but they can give more behind the scenes looks, they can give further insight into what the movie is going to hold, maybe some exclusive looks they could give to just the Comic-Con people. But regardless, as we're getting into July is kind of our drop dead date here for a trailer. Now it should go, as noting, I mentioned that there's another possibility outside of Comic-Con as well, and that is of course just a simple drop on a random day. That is right, I think this is the more boring option, if you will, but Paramount can simply release this trailer on a random weekday and put it out there. Maybe let us know, like I said beforehand, that it's coming the day before, but not have a big event surrounding it like Game Awards for Sonic Movie 2 or anything like that, and kind of go along the lines of what they did with the first Sonic movie trailer. They could do something like that, we'll see. I think it'd be very cool if there was more of a spectacle around things. I think that creates more hype and there's more stuff to be excited for. But like I've been saying, at this point, we just really want this trailer. I don't care when it's coming out or how it's coming out. I mean, I do care when it's coming out, but I just want that freaking trailer, and I think that maybe Paramount will just come to the realization, hey, we can just put this out now, maybe mid-July or something like that, and then have a Comic-Con panel and do all of that stuff and further promote the movie at that panel, but maybe not premiere the trailer at the panel, which is of course another method and way they could go about things. We'll see if that's what they choose to do, but regardless, that's always an option as well. But with Daniel RPK saying it's going to be in late July, that kind of sets our sights towards maybe just an independent drop just happening out of nowhere during weekday, or the more likely option in my mind and what I would put money on is Comic-Con. It should go without saying that it's not confirmed that this is going to have a trailer drop or anything like that at Comic-Con. I should just put that out there right now. There has been no talk, there has been no word, no confirmation yet, but I think it'd be very cool, and I do think there is a likelihood, which we're allowed to say, that I think that that is a possibility. Of course, don't put your money on it. Don't be like me, because I'm going to Vegas like tomorrow and I'm putting money on it. But all we can really do at this point is kind of sit back, wait, see what happens and what they're going to bring to the table for this Sonic Movie 3 trailer release. It's close, guys. I know it's been a long, dreadful wait. We've been going rabid over this thing, but it's going to be coming very, very soon. This month is almost over. June is done. No Sonic Central, but you know, it's fine. I don't care at all. It's okay. They really had nothing to show off, did they? Also, before we close off this video, there won't be a Sonic Movie 3 trailer at a Sonic Central. I think I've explained that enough at this point. But yeah, guys, this is all I really got for you. It's not the longest video of all time. I really just wanted to bring this to you and talk about this and kind of just like speculate over when we could see this in late July, and also just simply breaking the news to you guys that yes, it is going to be coming around that time. So look forward to that. Late July, stick to it. Keep your eyes on it, see what we can get. It's going to be happening, and we can say definitively that next month, by the time July's over, we will have a Sonic Movie 3 trailer. We just gotta be a little more patient. But this is where I pass it off to you guys and ask what you think. What do you think about the Sonic Movie 3 trailer coming in late July that has now been confirmed by Daniel RPK, who's an incredibly reliable source? Are you excited about that? Does that make you happy? Or are you still kind of like kicking, being like, dang, I really wish it was before Despicable Me? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links to my Twitter and Instagram description below. You can follow those bounties on my life, future content, and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. If you want to support the channel, you can become a channel member and get your name at the end of every single video that we produce. And you can also join our Patreon for behind the scenes and early look at videos. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. We're going to be covering this movie like a hawk, as we always have since this movie was announced. But not just that, Sonic X Shadow Generations is on the way, and so much other stuff. It's a very exciting time to be a Sonic fan. You guys are going to stick around. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
And be right by the motherfucking seaside, dog. Everything I see, I got a dream. I thought these leaves would go and take me me out the dark. I know everything I wanted to far away.